What's up guys, Manny from Motomillion. We have this beautiful 2023 S1000RR here today. We're going to be installing some Alpha Racing rear sets. I also have this carbon piece that we're going to install on this bike. I don't know if you know where this piece goes. It's a brand new piece. We'll install this on it. I also have some dress up pieces just to make sure that those rear sets just don't stand out way too much, especially with this bike that's all black. But enough talking, let's get working. Let's get started on this. So guys, we have our Alpha Racing box over here. I just want to mention something to you S1000RR and M1000RR owners. When you buy the Alpha Racing rear sets from us, you get this piece and you get this piece included in it. So this comes up that sometimes people say, how come our pricing is a little different from what they see online at other retailers, because they do not include these. And I'm going to show you why you actually need these to install it on a street bike. On a track bike, you might not need this, and you probably won't need this. And you'll see what these pieces are when we're installing them on the bike. It comes in this beautiful traditional Alpha Racing box, and everything else that you need is in here. But again, you need these two pieces, and you get them when you buy them from us. We will include these with the kit so that you don't run into these issues that some other people run. So I started with the easy side, we're on the left side, and your rear set mounts. Just a note, these videos are never instructional videos, but I just want to point some stuff out as pointers to you guys. But there's a writing that says Evo Plus over here. This is supposed to be facing up. That way you know that you have the left and the right rear set pieces correctly. And again, the Evo is facing up, so I know that this is for the left side. Then we're going to torque all this down once we're done. I'm just doing the initial mock-up to make sure everything is correct, and then we'll go on and torque all the bolts down. As you guys saw, it wasn't me on the bike, but it was Nick, the owner of the bike, that was on there. We were trying to make sure that we get him to sit on the bike so that we adjust these rear sets as to the position that he wants. He was saying that his knee actually was more on the fairing of the bike and not towards the tank of the bike, and that's why you get rear sets, guys, because not every body type is the same. These are adjustable rear sets, meaning that you could adjust the ergonomics of the bike to suit your body style and your riding style that you want it, and that's what we did. Now I'm just going to start one by one putting Loctite on the bolts. Do not forget to Loctite your bolt, guys. You don't have to Loctite the ones that go on the frame because BMW doesn't ask for it. You just have to torque it down to the proper torque spec. But you gotta Loctite all the other bolts. I strongly recommend you guys do, because I've seen it many times. People go for a ride and say their foot peg fell off or something else fell off, and it's because you don't have Loctite, and these things vibrate quite a bit and it'll back out all your bolts. Hopefully it doesn't happen to you, but just get some Loctite. Now we're doing the rear set mounts to the fairing. BMW doesn't ask for Loctite, but I was checking actually the Alpha Racing instructions and the torque specs, and they actually want you to put Loctite on there. So we're just going to go ahead and put some Loctite on here as well, and then we'll follow the torque specs. We're almost done. We have our rear set done. Now we're going to change our shifter peg piece over here, and then we'll jump onto the right side, and that's pretty much, I think it's one of the quickest things you could do on a motorcycle. Okay, before I show you those mystery parts, I have a While You're There mod, and it's this filthy plastic sprocket cover, and I'm stealing 650 Eve's words. He would say that, he would say filthy plastic. And speaking of 650 Eve, guys, is going to be here in about a week or two from when we're filming this video, and we're going to be receiving that Speed White RSV4, so look out for that content. Until then, let's get rid of this filthy plastic piece. There you go. Look at my hands, it is filthy. And what we're going to do is we're going to switch it around with the full 6 carbon piece, because this bike is already adorned with some of the factory carbon pieces. I think this will suit it really well. And take a look. The full 6 pieces match the weave of carbon from the factory. So everything looks good and matching. And it goes on the same way that the stock one came off. Perfect. Now let's continue on with the rear sets. So this is the mystery piece number one, guys. These rear sets, as you know, Alpha Racing makes some crazy, and they are the World Superbike supplier for BMW official World Superbike team. So usually everything they have is all race spec, and to make it street spec, this is one of the parts you need. This goes in place to over here. This is the spacer that you need that doesn't come with the rear sets unless, number one, if you buy it from us, it's included, or you have to specify to order this as well, because the rear sets come with a bracket that deletes your kickstand, because race bikes don't use kickstand. And also, you're probably gonna wonder where's the bolt for this. If you're using your kickstand in this piece, you use this stock bolt. So if you can tell, it had a lot of Loctite from the factory. Don't forget to Loctite this one as well. Okay guys, we mocked up everything that we had to mock up to make sure that we have everything in the way that they have it. This is our second mystery piece. What is this? So if you're running a short exhaust like this SC Project one that we have here that attaches to your rear sets, Alpha Racing rear sets are mainly meant for racing, and on most race bikes, if you take a look, I'm saying most, probably all, your exhaust muffler is attached to your rear foot peg mount. So that's why it doesn't come with this. And that's why we include it for you guys, because we know some of you guys, or most of you guys, run these shorty exhaust systems, be it the SC Project or the Krapovich GP Shorty muffler, and you need this. If not, you have no place to mount your rear muffler, then you're gonna run into an issue. That's what we're doing right now. Then we're gonna take everything that we've already mocked up and put it together, and this should be done. And I'm going to give you guys a little tool tip. If you take a look, my Allen heads have a ball tip, and it allows me to go in an angle when I'm working on pieces like this. It really, really helps. But one thing I want to mention about having tools, especially Allen heads, not all Allen head tools are alike. Most of the tools that we use are pretty high quality, and we use made in USA stuff as much as possible. If you take a look, this tool says made in USA, and trust me, it helps you not to strip bolts, because it all depends on this part of the tool, right? So if this is not precise enough, you're gonna strip your bolts. So it really, really makes sense to invest into a set of good tools if you're gonna do your own work. And guys, that was the last piece. Our Alpha Racing rear sets are installed on there. I just want to clean it because my hands are pretty greasy now, but they look great. It's all black. As you can tell, the bike is black and the frame is black, so it suits the bike really well. One thing that I really want to mention, guys, there's a little bit of a free play on your rear foot peg for the brake. You want to make sure whenever you install a rear set that your rear tire is spinning freely like this, because if there is brake drag, well, it'll be like something like this, that you see that it's applying the brakes, it's going to cause your rear wheel to overheat. While your rear brakes to overheat, then it's going to cause a load of problems, especially for the guys who are running the carbon fiber wheels from the factory. A heat is a no-no when it comes to carbon fiber wheels, so really, really want to make sure. And there's a little bolt here with a jam nut, and that's what causes this free play to happen. So you want to make sure that you at least have a little bit of a free play like this, so that your rear brake is not constantly applied. So just make sure you watch out for that. Even if somebody installs it for you, like your dealership or your mechanic, make sure, double check it yourself, and after you ride, for the first couple of times, make sure that number one, that bolt is there and it hasn't backed up, because if it backs out, that's when your free play is going to change as well. So just a tip over there. So guys, now that our rear sets are installed, and it's looking black and beautiful. We're going to be touching up some of the details of the bike, like our oil filler cap and our cam inspection covers. We're going to be using our TWM pieces for that. So let me just go ahead. I don't think I have to show you all the details on how to install it. It's basically unscrew them and screw them on. But I think in the beautiful B-rolls, you guys are going to see these beautiful pieces. And one thing I want to mention, people wonder what this little piece is. So if you run a track bike and you want to safety wire your oil filler cap, this piece goes on one of your bolts over here. Then you could just safety wire it, and it's that simple. Now let me get those can inspection covers up, and then we'll call this video finished. Just to note, guys, there's an O-ring on that piece. It doesn't come on the TWM one, so just reuse your O-rings. And it's the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do the other side, and then we're going to get to our final piece, which is this. So that carbon fiber piece that I showed you guys was in fact this piece over here. This is brand new and we just got it, so we're going to put it on here and then we'll call it done. So guys, the final piece, this is our carbon piece, this is our plastic piece. All I took off was this clip. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer the clip over onto the full 6-piece, and then we'll put it back onto the motorcycle. Guys, talk about the big difference some of these little parts make. It is the first time that I'm seeing it on a K67 2023-2024 S1000RR, because this is that new piece that's on the side over here. It ties in all of the carbon together, especially since this bike is a black bike. The carbon really pops out, I think, and it looks really good. All these TWM pieces really tie in together with our rear sets that are all aluminum anodized black, so it looks really cool. And I'm sure Nick's going to be very happy with his new rear sets. Now his ergonomics fits the rear sets of this bike, and also it looks really good. I think if we eliminated all of these silver, the only silver thing that's left is the engine, which I think it's fine, you know, that you got to see the engine of a motorcycle. But I think that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, guys, have a good one.